Hi, y'all. I'm Jo, your host and Cannabis Lifestyle Guide. And this is a special episode of Jo's Favorite Things. I wanted to help you decide what should be in a proper stash bag and make sure that you respect the ritual of cannabis. So I have a feeling that throughout this little segment, you are going to discover things that either you want to buy for yourself or would be a great gift for a cannabis lover in your life. So we are going to assemble, this is for you parents, let me just stop and say. So I hang out with some parentals and they have to have their stash literally stashed. And so we go to the garage. I'm totally cool smoking in the garage. But when you pull out a Ziploc baggie from the back of a tool drawer and I'm ashing into like a dog food can, like, no, absolutely not. Respect the ritual. So this is by Stash Logics. They are a friend of mine. They had made me a couple of these for myself with the Casually Baked logo on it. And I think this is a great option to keep in the garage. So, or wherever your stash is, your man cave, your she cave, your we cave, you know, wherever you do your thing. So this has the zipper pouch up top, has a little dehumidifier, two-way humidifier inside of it. There's also a little pocket where the little pokey thingy goes. And oops, please back away from the microphone. So this actually comes with it, but I was playing with this earlier and I accidentally took it out. So that comes in it. And then you have this pouch that has little removable things, so we can put anything in there. So I'm thinking, like most of my parent friends, you're not like me. You don't have 18 different strains. You probably have one or two strains. Maybe you have your vape pen and, you know, a couple of different methods of consumption. So I'm going to put this thing together for you and we're going to see what fits and how this all works. So we're going to take this you have to have. So your hemp wick and your lighter, obviously those go in every stash bag. If you've never used hemp wick, I want to this is important. And it's super easy to get hemp wick. You can get it on Amazon or wherever, but hemp wick is the alternative to if you smoke out of a bowl, like a lot of people in Texas do, or people where cannabis isn't legal and you have to conserve the flower that you have, so you smoke small bowls. This is how you want to light it, because if you light the lighter, this is the flame difference. And also you're inhaling butane and any other flammable, non-natural products into the smoke. So we don't want to do all that. I'm high and I don't even know if I said that properly, but you get the fucking idea. So hemp wick is literally hemp dipped in beeswax and it burns lower, slower, and it's just better for us. So use it and, you know, get it cheap on Amazon or whatever. But when you put it out, it still is kind of glowing. So pay attention, because I had a friend light his girlfriend's panties on fire accidentally. You want to make sure that thing is put out before you put it away. So this going into the stash bag. Our lighter, thank you, brotherly love, going into the stash bag. Now, I think a reasonable home smoker that's not like, you know, a connoisseur like me, probably has maybe a sativa and an indica strain. So we'll put this jar in the stash bag. That was a gift. I didn't buy it, so I can't vouch for that flower just yet. But this is, you know, one of these containers that I got from a conference, Reduce, Reuse, Recycle. So I was able to put some flower. This is actually Sunday Driver from Bryceland Forest Farms. And it is so amazing, and I love it so much. It fits in this tiny little pouch, goes into the stash bag. All right, what else? Ooh, we all need a grinder. If you're not grinding your cannabis before you smoke it, you're doing yourself a disservice and you're wasting weed. I mean, crimes against cannabis, come on. So a grinder, it helps you get an even consistency out of the flower. It helps with the airflow as you're smoking it, and it's just smoother and And like I said, save money. I mean, I heard they may be hiking up taxes again. Jesus, we need to conserve. So put your, obviously, flour, grind, grind, grind. And then it pours out into a filter. So you can take your filter. Yeah, there it is. So you take your filter. I already did this earlier. We all have an imagination. And oh, look, there was a little bit left. So then we just put that in. We don't have to touch it. So that helps you make sure that you get all of the keef and all of this stuff into the bowl and not on your hands. If you do get on your hands, just lick it off. All right. So, and also having a really nice piece of glass to smoke out of and making sure that you keep it clean. If you don't know how to keep it clean, we'll talk about that on another episode. I hate cleaning pipes. All right. So grinder goes into the stash bag. What else do we need? Oh, sometimes you need to be really inconspicuous and you can't have the smoke. Maybe it's Thanksgiving or Christmas and there's people coming in and out of the garage. So that's when you want, hold please. That's when you want your Sula. All right. So if you didn't watch podcast 117, you better do that. You'll learn all about Sula. But we have our breathable cannabis that's going to give us instant gratification, just like we get from smoking or vaping. So that, I think, should go into the stash bag. What else? There's something big missing here. Let's see. Oh. Well, yeah, duh. That had to go in there. Oh, Joanna. All right. The other thing that I think is important is to have a little ashtray with a little bit of class. Seriously, I hate having to ash and like getting that wafting smell of dog food or whatever. I mean, that's seriously gross. And you don't have to ash on the floor. I mean, we are civilized after all. So having a little ashtray of sorts that's portable that you can easily clean, dump it out, wipe it out, you're done, and you're not leaving any smells around. So we got all that. This all fits in this stash bag. Oh, there's one more thing that's great. Cannabis. I love this stuff. So here in my studio, when I have a lot of people here and we're recording, we pass joints around and we smoke this mother out and everybody leaves and I am left like I have hotboxed with Cheech and Chong. So Cannabis is great that I spray on all of these velvet curtains and the acoustic paneling and all of my stuff. I'm able to get all of that smell out. This is literally just water and essential oils. So it doesn't have anything weird and toxic in it. And so that should go in the stash bag as well. And now I think I'm going to do some moving around. Okay, y'all go in. You go on the bottom. See, because I can't ask you to do something if it doesn't work. Boom. Boom. Do you see that? This is some efficient shit. This, I think, is like a parent survival pack. So anyway, if there is a parent that you love, you don't have to get them this whole thing. Maybe you just start with getting the Stash Logics kit that has the lock on it. And then, for a gift, you get them a grinder or whatever. Just great ideas, or take care of yourself. I don't have anybody to buy for, so I buy all this shit for myself. Okay, this is the stash bag that you will find at casuallybaked.com. This is the stash bag that I custom created with a friend of mine for me. So it is double-lined canvas. It's really sturdy. When it's empty, it can still stand up on its own and you can pack it. It has a handle on the side, a brass ring that if you are a parent, but you're hardcore, I mean, hell, there's a lot of people in the cannabis industry that have kids. You can put a lock on this. And inside I have what we call a shit ton in Texas of pot in this bag. Everything from pre-rolls to flour to grinder. I fucking love this grinder. I got this from a vendor. I don't even know. It is a really sturdy grinder. It's super easy to turn. The beautiful part, you can store a shit ton of cannabis inside. This whole thing is a storage depth. And then the flour, because this is so big, it just grinds super easy. That could probably be misconstrued in 1,000 ways, but this is a fucking great grinder. It's branded Simple Farms. Way to go, Simple Farms, because I have no idea who made this. So ask them for swag. And not schwag. Claire brought up a great point earlier. Stuff like this is called swag. And it's so funny to go to an event and someone ask a farmer if they have any swag. Because that's shitty weed, and our farmers don't have that, do they? Shout out Emerald Triangle. All right, I keep everything in this stash bag. I literally walk out the door with this. It goes on all of my trips with me, and it's super sturdy, and it seriously passes the sniff test. Claire can vouch for that. You looked through this, and I'm not even going to empty it all out because it's embarrassing how much shit I have in it. But, these are two different storage options. You can take this, but, if you're a heavy hitter, you want this. Casuallybaked.com. It's $29 on the website. This is another thing that is super important to me. Being in a space like this where you're closed in and you're consuming, having an ashtray with a lid. And her name is Sophie, and she and I have been together for years and years and years. And so she's a little rickety, but so she sits out, and she's an ashtray. She holds my joints. She's super fun and chill. And then whenever we're done, she just puts it to bed, and nobody has to smell anything. And she's really cute. Aren't you, Sophie? Hi. I might have taken her from the Sofitel in Montreal a long time ago when my judgment was questionable. But you can find an ashtray with a lid online, and I'm sure you can find something super cute like her. This is another one of my ashtrays, and it actually had a candle living in it before my weed lived in it. And so it's one of those recycling kind of things, reusing, repurposing. And so, I had the vision of, hey, I want that as an ashtray, but it also smells good. So that's also a fun gift idea. Give somebody a nice smelling candle, and then they can use that as an ashtray. Now, this is another important one. This is one of the ways that I store cannabis in my space. Number one, because it looks pretty. And number two, because it's actually doing its job protecting my cannabis. So when you buy at the dispensary, a lot of times you're going to get your cannabis in a clear jar, and that's not good. So if you aren't buying your cannabis in one of those amber colored jars that protects it from light and the elements, then when you get home, you should transfer it into something that will protect the terpenes and the structural integrity of the flower, and all of the things, and make it smokable longer. It has a longer shelf life if you take care of it. And like I said, weed's expensive now, so fucking take care of it. Respect the ritual. So I love this. I got this from the Garberville Farmers Market. It's fun to support local makers. So when I was there, I told him I was looking for pretty stash jars, and he helped me find one with, a really tight fit on the cork. We want to keep it airtight, but then also something that I could, reach my hand down into. So, just creative ways to be more sophisticated with your practice. And then I also love this. This was a gift from a girlfriend of mine in Austin before I left to move to Italy. So this is a Jonathan Adler piece. And I don't know if you haven't seen these before, Google them, because there are a bunch of different sayings on the front of them. You can have, psilocybin, or you might say drugs. Some of them say weed or whatever. So anyway, these are really great storage containers, and I keep all kinds of stuff in mine. But this is, if you bought the hemp wick, it would come in a little spool like this, and $8. It's super cheap and super good for you. Take care of your body and make sure you put it out properly. All right. Is there anything else here today that we need to go over? I think this is enough for today, I think. I'm beat down. All right. Well, happy holidays, happy shopping. And if you have questions, you can find me at Casually Baked on all of your social channels. If you want links to this stuff, you can find those at patreon.com/Casually Baked. All right. Cheers to you, my friend. I probably should smoke with you, though. I mean, feels weird not to. I mean, even though we did. Where's that little bowl I just Here it is. The little bowl I just packed. We'll just smoke it.